And now, for a session presented by Fontainebleau Las Vegas, please welcome Chief Operating Officer of Fontainebleau Las Vegas, Colleen Birch, in discussion with SkiftX Creative Content Strategist, Kate Anderson.
Oh, you're right. Don't twist.
Yeah, so I've been warning about the chairs, but it's hard not to. Colleen, thank you so much for joining us today at Skift Meetings Forum. We're here to talk about luxury in the meeting experience, which looks a lot different today than it did even just a few years ago. It's no longer just about a five-star hotel with glitzy amenities. It's also about now providing a personalized, curated, intimate experience that aligns with attendee values. So Fontainebleau Las Vegas is opening December 13th, and I'm already
11 weeks today.
So as the city's newest resort, what is luxury going to look like at Fontainebleau Las Vegas?
It's my favorite topic to talk about, so I'm excited to be here today with you, Kate. So again, 11 weeks from today, I got to get on a plane tomorrow because we've got some work to do. I think about luxury from what does it mean now? There's a Skift megatrend recently that talked about personal fulfillment is the new luxury. So we talk a lot about, at Fontainebleau Las Vegas, luxury means different things to different people. And so this idea that we want our guests to experience luxury on their own terms. And so this trend really allowed us to take a step back and talk about how we wanted to create a service proposition that was good for planners, good for hotel guests alike.
And talk a little bit more about what that service is going to look like.
Yeah, so I think for us, the commitment that we have to service, we've coined a phrase that's polite with a personality. And so at the end of the day, our intentions are to create connections and avoid just transacting with customers. And in a marketplace where it's hyper competitive, we have to figure out how to stand apart. And so this idea of creating connections from the day that we open our doors is really important.
And how about for meeting planners specifically? What is the service going to look like at Fontainebleau Las Vegas?
For luxury from a planner standpoint, and I'll talk I'll talk more about our meeting space. And oh gosh, there's a picture. You guys see pictures? I see a picture. Our meeting space offers an amazing amount of configuration. So we've got a versatility to the meeting space. Configuration is easy. From a planner standpoint, I think it's important to know that your guests are not going to be treated any differently than any other hotel guest, which sometimes happens also in our market.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that was kind of fun as we were talking backstage that you mentioned is the service goes down to every little detail. Even the coffee that's served at meetings is the same coffee served in the high-end shop kind of on the main promenade. So
yeah. That's La Colombe coffee. We're excited to bring that to our entire resort.
And you mentioned the competition. I think probably a lot of folks in this room have themselves planned meetings in Las Vegas. It's a very competitive market. It's a hub for meetings and events. And in fact, we know from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority that there are over 150,000 hotel rooms in the city. So as you're entering this really competitive market, what is Fontainebleau Las Vegas going to do to offer really differentiated value for meeting planners?
So we know that planners and attendees alike are looking for welcoming environments and somewhere that offers some inspiration in the space. So I'm excited to share some details. We've got about 550,000 square feet of meeting space, really versatile, unique indoor-outdoor space, configurable in lots of different ways. One of my favorite rooms to talk about is our Royal Ballroom. It's 105,000 square feet, so it's the largest pillarless, carpeted ballroom in a U.S. hotel.
I had to thought, can you put that in context for me?
Yes, so, and you know the answer, so that was a nice softball question. But so those are that's a ballroom that could house two 747s nose to nose. So pretty crazy. That's an amazing room, but I think and downstairs there's two other significant square footage rooms as well, but then there's also 33 meeting rooms that offer daylight, like the Javits Center here, which is so nice to be able to stay connected with what's going on outside. and it doesn't rain too many days in Las Vegas, unlike it was, although the sun came out today for us. The conference space is really accessible for hotel guests, but it is also separate. So it's a pretty quick walk to get there, but what that means for a planner is that in your space, you're going to be the only planner in that space, and your delegates are going to be not bothered by pedestrian traffic that comes through or gets lost or is, turned around. The last hotel I worked at, we'd have guests comes down in bathrobes looking for the pool, and planners didn't like that, but it was a public area. And so here we've got some very intentional meeting space.
And with that meeting space, I know you mentioned the kind of indoor-outdoor connection. I think when we were talking backstage, you mentioned 33 meeting rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows. And I was chatting with our team at Skift about that, and they, in their own words, they said pure gold to have that in Las Vegas. So that was great to hear about.
Absolutely.
So another unique aspect of the Fontainebleau Las Vegas is its vertical design, unique for the city. Why is that going to be so valuable for meeting planners? And thinking about personalization, how is that vertical design going to facilitate personalized attendee experiences, personalized event design?
Yeah, so from a meeting planner standpoint, we had planners that were involved in this project lots of years ago, and so we've designed it with a planner in mind. And there's a couple of examples that I like to talk about from a load-in and a load-out standpoint. In our meeting space, which is its own structure, we've got 3 megavators on one side and 3 on the other. So if you think about a load-in or a load-out, and us being very smart about how we do that and not have interference with groups that are coming in and out at the same time, that's a really nice opportunity. We've got 6 dedicated loading dock bays downstairs, and so this idea that you're not fighting your decor truck with a produce arrival for the resort at the same time is pretty amazing. We hear from planners that that's important.
Yeah, and what a unique opportunity to be able to build a resort from the ground up with planners in mind from the beginning. And I think also for guests and attendees of events, I know you mentioned how convenient it is, and I think it was 5 minutes.
5-minute walk, yep.
Between the guest room and the conference center. So,
and you don't have to get distracted by the casino unless you want to.
Yeah, it's almost as if you can turn Vegas on and off in that experience, which I think lends itself really well probably to guests who maybe are extending their trips.
I think the stat that I read in the U.S. Travel Tracker, which is a Skift product, for Q1 there was over 50% of business travelers that added a leisure day onto a trip. And so I would suggest to you that our resort gives you lots of opportunity to add more than just one day, but plenty of opportunities.
Certainly, and I know one of the things probably if you're a guest or extending your stay to a leisure trip that would probably be great to enjoy are the FNB options. You guys just announced them last week, so would love to hear a little bit more about those.
We did. Food is my favorite thing to talk about. What is your spirit of choice?
I'm a bourbon gal myself.
You're a bourbon gal. Okay, so we'll go to a bar called Collins. It's on our casino floor. I can't wait to take you there in December. I'll tell you a little bit about food and beverage from a kind of what we're doing that's new and different. We've got 36 new-to-market concepts in Las Vegas coming to us. So these aren't chefs that are operating anywhere else in town. I'm most excited about a couple. So there's a high-energy steakhouse called Poppy Steak from Miami, and so they're coming to Las Vegas. Evan Funke is an amazing restaurateur and chef in Los Angeles with a restaurant called Mother Wolf, so that's Italian, so that's where we'll go after we have our bourbon together. And so there are plenty of opportunities. There's a wellness corridor, 2-level spa. There are lots of ways that you could spend additional days with us.
Well, I too am very excited for our December trip. I'm going to be holding you to that.
Yeah, that's good.
Just to switch gears a little bit, I want to talk a little bit more about your members or your workforce at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas. As a new property, you have a really unique opportunity to build the workforce from the ground up. And one aspect that has been so important in just corporate workforces in general is diversity. So can you talk about just your approach to workforce at Fontainebleau Las Vegas and initiatives around diversity in particular.
Sure. We spent a lot of time talking about diversity and really how it enriches the work environment and creates a culture of innovation and collaboration. And so I'm proud to sit here and share with you that over 60%, well, actually it's not over, so it's 60%, hold me honest, of our leadership positions at the resort are held by women. And our member population, which a little bit of an explanation on the way that we call members, versus employees, is that we believe it's a membership to work there as it is a membership to arrive and maybe apply for a loyalty program. So our member population is just under 600, and we are 67% of people with diverse and ethnic backgrounds. And so it's really important for us to be able to have a workforce that understands who our customers are and be able to provide a very rich environment on the working front. From the broad base, we're going to hire about 6,000 people over the next 30 days, which sounds very daunting. There's a career fair going on today back home. But we get the luxury of plucking really lovely and high-end people that are focused on meetings from every building in the town. You talked about it's actually 152,000 hotel rooms, so hyper competitive. But there are people that have been working in Las Vegas for lots of years that are just looking for something new and different. And we've told a really good story, and they believe the people that are working there and are leaving where they're going. I'd say we're recruiting, but really we're just posting jobs online, and people are asking, how fast they can join us.
Yeah, and I think it's exciting for meeting planners to think about, the best experiences that you've had in Las Vegas, and that staff might want to come work at Fontainebleau. And you talked a little bit about wanting a change, and that is what Fontainebleau is bringing to Las Vegas. It's new, it's fresh, it's a change, and it's a great new option. So thank you so much for giving us the inside scoop today. Looking forward to December, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.